Hi there, I am the book lady, and I bring 2 books, read them to you, and then we talk about them a little bit. And I brought 2 books by the same author. What is an author? An author is the person who writes the words. What is an illustrator? Woo, that's a long word. Illustrator. That is the person who makes the art. So in picture books, you have your pictures, your art, and you have your words. Well, both these books are by Philip Stead, and the pictures are by his wife, Aaron Stead. Bear has a story to tell. You're going to love this book. It's so nice. And yeah, Bear does have a story to tell, and the pictures are so good. Aaron Stead, we love the way you make pictures. Now, they wrote another book. They've written several books and made the beautiful pictures. Amos McGee Misses the Bus. Now, I know I have read Amos McGee and the Sick Day, but today it's about our friend Amos, and he missed the bus. I think we're going to start with Amos McGee Missed the Bus. How about that? And I just adore these pictures. They're just, they're wonderful. Here we go. Amos McGee was too excited to sleep all night long as he lay awake on his pillow, planning an outing for his friends. Of course, I'll have to finish chores early tomorrow, he said to the little mouse. Oh, and I must remember the umbrellas. You know, I looked at this picture and I looked and looked for the mouse. Do you see the mouse? I found the mouse right there. That's who he's talking to. And I love his bunny slippers. When the alarm clock clanged, Amos lowered his groggy legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. Amos set a pot of water to boil, forgetting, though, to light the stove. He sat down to wait for his tea, and, quite accidentally, he took a nap in his kitchen chair. Oh, yeah. Beep, beep. Oh, Amos awoke with a start. Oh, no, he said, checking the time. Oh, I'm almost late for work. He grabbed his boots and his favorite hat and dashed out the door. Beep, beep. Oh, Amos raced as fast as his feet could carry him. Boy, and his arms are full too, aren't they? And do you see what's right in the doorway? It's a little mouse on his lunch pail, and the little mouse has a sign that says, "Wait!" And here is a picture with no words. It's just a wonderful picture. Do you see the bus? Yeah, it looks like he missed the bus. And do you see what's in the bus? That would be a giraffe. Beep, beep. The number 5 bus disappeared out of sight. Oh, Amos hung his head. Oh, there will be no time for an outing today, he said with a sigh. Amos began his long walk to the city zoo. See, he works at the zoo. He loves animals. And look what's going on here in this picture. We don't even need words. You can see what's going on. Why, he dropped everything, even his hat. Do you see that? Amos is kind of groggy because he stayed up so late thinking about this outing he was going to go on with his friends. Well, Amos McGee arrived late for work. Yep. Oh, I hope you're not upset, he apologized to the elephant. The elephant was waiting for him to play chess. It's just that I did not sleep well last night, he informed the penguin. And I missed the morning bus, he added to the rhinoceros. I just think these pictures are wonderful. Which is why, he explained to the owl, I have lost my favorite hat. Amos yawned. By the way, he said, sitting down a moment to rest, has anyone seen the tortoise? Where is his friend the tortoise? Well, the tortoise had stepped out for a bit of exercise. Well, look at that. He's walking right out of the zoo. Oh, yeah, he is. And this is another one. He's come out of the gate, and he's walking along. But do you see that little bird? And coming out of the little bird's head, those are called exclamation points. They are like, in his head, it's like, He's very excited or concerned about something. Amos McGee had fallen asleep. Oh, Amos is so tired, worried the animals. He works so hard every day. His friends are worried about him because he's not acting the way he usually acts. So, while Amos slept, the elephant borrowed a broom and began to tidy up. The penguin gave friendly reminders not to wake the zookeeper. They were going to let him sleep. He needed a little nap. The rhinoceros made sure all the littlest creatures were fed. And the owl instructed visitors on the importance of animal conservation. So they're letting Amos take a nap, and they're doing all his little jobs. Isn't that nice? And the tortoise looks to me like the tortoise is following that bird. If you look at this book, that little bird pops in and out. Yep. And the tortoise discovered a missing thing. What did the tortoise discover? The hat. Amos's hat. And look who's under the hat. The little mouse he talked to, in his bed. Well, they got it, and they're taking it to the lost and found. There they go. Look at that. Don't you just love that picture? Look at the turtle and the mouse is sitting on the lunchbox. They're taking that too. And there's the hat. all of Amos's friends are pitching in and helping out because Amos, he's just not having the best day. He overslept. Well, he got up on time, but he was so tired he fell asleep in the kitchen chair. And there they go. They're heading back into the zoo. And look at this page. Watch. Hooray! My favorite hat. And here, this is so big. Will you look at that? Isn't that fun? All his friends. There they are. And here comes the turtle with his hat and his lunch pail. It's a wonderful picture. And I like the way that page opens. Amos looked around and saw that his chores were done. Thank you, he said to his friends. There can be so many nice surprises in a day. Well, he pulled the watch from his pocket and smiled. If we hurry, there's even time to catch the afternoon bus. See, he's not going to be late because his friends did his chores for him. And so they did. And there they are, waiting at the bus stop. They have a beach ball. I think maybe they're going to the beach. There he is. He's going to make it on his outing. And they're taking the number 5 bus. And they didn't get off until the very last stop. When the bus is at the last stop and it's going to turn around, that's when they got off the bus. Beep, beep. Oh, wasn't that sweet? It's important to have friends and help each other out when you're having a bad day. Now, that's written by Philip Stead. Well, guess what? He wrote another wonderful story called Bear Has a Story to Tell. So, Book Lady has a story to tell you. I'm going to read you this beautiful book. How about that? Now, this is about getting ready for winter. What do you do to get ready for winter? Well, this is what the bear and his friends do. It was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy because he's going to go into a cave or a den and sleep the winter away. But first, Bear had a story to tell. Mouse, would you like to hear a story? Asked Bear with a yawn. Oh, I'm sorry, Bear, but it's almost winter, and I have many seeds to gather. Bear helped Mouse find seeds on the forest floor. When they had finished, Mouse said, "See you soon," and tunneled underground to wait for spring. Bear took slow, sleepy steps through the forest. Fallen leaves crunched under his feet. Hello, Duck," said Bear, sitting down to rest his tired legs. Would you like to hear a story?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bear, but it's almost winter, and I'm getting ready to fly south.
Many ducks fly south. That means they fly where it's a little warmer for the winter. Oh, well, I will miss you, Duck, said Bear. He raised a paw to check the direction of the wind.
I'll miss you too, said Duck.
And off he flew. The sun was heavy and hung low in the sky. Bear's eyelids were getting heavy too. He counted colors to stay awake. 3 pink clouds. 2 red leaves. 1 green frog. Hello. Would you like to hear a story? Ribbit. I'm sorry, Bear, but it's almost winter, and I have to find a warm place to sleep. Well, I think frogs go someplace a little warmer, and they sleep there all winter. Well, Bear dug a frog-sized hole between 2 evergreen trees. Then he tucked Frog in under a blanket of leaves and pine needles.
Thank you, Bear. I will see you in the spring.
Bear leaned against the old oak tree. He stretched and yawned and
Scratched his belly.
I wonder if Mole is awake, he thought. Here's another fun. Mole, are you there, Mole? And the mole lives under the ground. Do you see that? He makes a tunnel, lives down there. Mole was already asleep. Oh, good night, Mole, said Bear with a sigh. The first winter snowflakes began to fall. Wow. Many months passed, and the sun returned, and it melted the snow, and it woke up the trees. Bear rolled out onto the green grass. It's spring! Now I can tell my story. But first, Bear brought Mouse an acorn.
Thank you, Bear.
Mouse was hungry after a long winter. Welcome home, Duck. You must be tired from your journey. Bear showed Duck a shady mud puddle he'd found. See, he's welcoming everyone back to spring. Bear placed Frog in the sunshine till he was warm and awake. Frog opened one eye and then the other.
Ribbit. Good morning, Frog. Good morning, Bear.
Bear, Mouse, Duck, and Frog waited all day for Mole to wake up. Finally, Mole poked his nose out into the moonlight. Mole, would you like to hear a story? That is a cute picture. So Bear gathered his friends, and he sat up straight and cleared his throat. He puffed out his chest, and with all of his friends listening, Bear could not remember his story. It was such a good story. But winter is a very long time for a bear to remember. The friends sat together for a quiet minute. Then Mouse said,
Maybe your story's about a bear.
and Duck said,
Maybe your story is about the busy time just before winter. I think there should be other characters too, Ribbit,
suggested Frog. Like a mole, said Mole, and a mouse, and a duck and a frog. Bear sat up straight again. He cleared his throat and he puffed out his chest. And he began his story with, "It was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy." And that's the end. Isn't that a cute story? And I love the pictures, the illustrations. Let me show you one of my I love this. When he wakes up from winter, you see the sun there. Things are starting to look green, the little bit of green in the trees. Do you see that? But I like Bear on his back. Just feels so good. Isn't that the way we all feel in spring? Then he starts seeing his friends, but this is a cute picture because we only see Bear's back. Do you see? Bear's back. And then we see his friends sitting there listening. Both these books by Philip Stead and Aaron Stead drew the pictures. Both these books are about friends. They really are. And of course they're about animals. But the bear was helping his friends out. Didn't you love in the spring when the mouse is there? First, he gave the mouse an acorn. And he found a little wet, muddy place for the duck. And he helped the frog. He lifted the leaves off and let the frog come back up and warm up. And then the mole's slow. So he just waited for the mole right over the hole, a mole hole, until the mole came up and said, "Okay, it's spring." And I just think in the picture, I mean, look at the back picture. It's that great big bear and his little friends. It's a darling story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bear has a story to tell. And who missed the bus? Our friend Amos McGee. Now, Amos is not an animal, but Amos loves animals. Well, he loves them so much that he got himself a job at the zoo. Who knows? Maybe someday you will work at a zoo. You know, I should probably tell you. I spoke to someone, and she takes care of raptors. What's a raptor? Well, a raptor is like an owl and a falcon and a hawk and an eagle. They usually have big talons. And they can go down and get whatever they're going to eat. Boom. Maybe a fish from a river. I talked to her and I said, "Oh, I wish you would bring one of your little raptors to come see the book lady and my friends." So let's keep our fingers crossed that we can make that happen. And then we'll read a book about raptors. How about that? But here at the zoo, now actually one of Amos McGee's friends was a raptor. Let's see if we can find, there it is. The owl. Yes. You know, some owls are very, very large. And some owls are just little tiny things. Yeah. And they just eat, some of them just eat bugs and little tiny things. But some of those owls are that big. And then when their wings go out, whoa! Yeah. And they can eat mice and maybe a snake, stuff like that. Anyway, I think, and all the pictures in this book are so detailed. You see Amos falls asleep. He's just kind of a hot mess. And he's got his mop in his hand because he's, it would be like if I came to do book lady with you and wouldn't you worry a little bit? Yeah. Well, his friends were worried. Plus, he wasn't getting his chores done. And he could not go on the outing, the little trip they were going to go on, until he had the chores done. When I was a little girl, I was in charge of washing our kitchen floor. That was my chore. And I had to have it done by Friday afternoon. So I didn't do it ahead of time. I would always wait until the last minute. So when I got home from school on Friday, what did I get to do? I got to wash the kitchen floor, and I wasn't allowed to use a mop. I had to use a brush and a bucket of hot soapy water and then a great big sponge. Then you take the sponge and wipe it up. It was hard work, but I could have done it on Wednesday, and I always waited until Friday, and my friends would come by to get me, and I'd have them sit on the kitchen counter, so their feet weren't on the floor. And we'd sit there, and I'd be scrubbing the floor, and they'd watch it dry, and then I could go. So just like Amos McGee, he had to get his chores done. And his friends knew he's too tired. He is not going to get his chores done. So they did them for him. Now that's a good friend. That's what these two books were about. Friends. They're important. And you don't use them. No, you don't use your friends. You just enjoy the friendship. And it will naturally come to you that you want to help them out now and then. There you go. Oh, this has been fun. I think I'll go to the library. Have you been to the library recently? So many great books. Oh, I hope I run into you at the library. Do you have a library card yet? Have you told your friends that they too can watch The Book Lady on YouTube? Who knew? And I know many of you say, well, my parents won't let me watch YouTube. Well, you tell them it's The Book Lady. We read wonderful books, and I think they might let you. Anyway, I'm going to go to the library and find 2 more books for you, and we're going to have fun reading them. And then I'll try and get that lady who will bring the raptor. I'll bet she brings a little tiny owl. Won't that be fun? Oh, and I have another friend. She wants to come talk to you about your teeth. Do you brush them? Okay. Well, until next time, I'm the Book Lady.